Welcome to the
Epic Show?
Warning. You're about to embark on an adventure of epic proportions. Buckle up, bucko. You're now tuned in to the Epic Show. With your hosts, Gabe and Dave. Coming to you live from the Epic Center.
literally the most epic intro of all time.
It has to be top 10, Watch Mojo top 10 most epic intros of all time.
We didn't know we had that until while we recorded the first episode, but because we added that afterwards.
Yeah, that's why we didn't react to it the first time.
Because we were gonna add a song or something, but then we saw that dude like on the front page of Fiverr, and we're like, all right,
We have to give this guy our money.
Is he had like one of his examples was like real raw men talk. And we're like, we gotta use that voice. And we sent him like a script, and we're like, all right.
Yeah, we had to map out the whole thing, and we had to tell him what to say here. Enter explosion here.
Yeah.
Enter like dolphin noise.
Literally,
here.
my screenwriting class had its paying off finally.
Yeah.
It's like, and we said epic flute outro.
Yeah, we told him to do an epic flute outro, and to be fair, he did give us an epic flute outro, but
it was not that epic, so we cut it out. But
yeah,
he in the Fiverr like message, he said quote unquote like epic flute outro. Not sure I got one of those.
I don't know if I have one of those. I don't know if one of those exists.
I think that's above my pay grade, but yeah, this is our new intro for the time being, for probably eternity.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
But yeah, we have a new segment.
We have a new segment. And it's called the Scenario of the Week. Lightning crashes. Okay, so basically every week me or David, we'll probably take turns, are going to come up with a really in-depth scenario, like
extremely obscure.
Yeah, and like a dystopian future kind of way. But basically, let's get right to it. So my premise was, I was thinking one day, I was like, because you know about the argument, like, do video games make you violent?
Right.
It's the tale as old as time, really.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what it's going to solve if video games are actually violent? Let me paint the picture. We go to a hospital. We pick up an orphan. One that's, just realistically has no chance of getting picked up. And we take him to our setup, like a Truman Show type of vibe, like where he has a house and everything, like a front yard and a backyard.
It's just like cardboard, like set.
Yeah, it's a
house.
set. It's a set, and we're keeping tabs on him. And we give him so he eats well. He eats well his whole life. He's
substantially. Yeah.
He's very strong, and all he can do is we give him a gym in his house too. He works out all the time, but here's where it gets a little tricky. He's only allowed to play GTA. So he can play 1 through 5, right, or whatever ones come out during his lifetime. He can play GTA, but that's the only video game that he can play. And
the only media, other than...
Well, okay. Well, I was like, okay, well, he's going to get bored just playing video games. So I was like, well, we got to pick a movie for him to watch too. So he can also watch any of the Fast and Furious movies. Okay? He can watch 1 through, I don't know what they're at now, 10? 14. Okay. He can watch all of them. If the new release comes out, he'll be excited, Yeah. And he'll look up to Vin Diesel, The Rock, and Trevor from GTA 5. And that's the only media that he's allowed to consume for 30 years.
He doesn't interact with anybody.
No.
He just works out, eats good food, and plays Grand Theft Auto.
And watches family. And so on his 30th birthday, we let him out. into the world, okay? This is really what's going to prove.
First time seeing sun.
Yes, first time seeing real sun because
And
we had him under a fake lamp.
And there's a brand new Mustang.
A brand new 69 Challenger. Just like his favorite hero Vin Diesel drove, okay? And we give him $10,000 cash.
And then let him run amok.
And we let him go. And we stick a GoPro on his driving, like on the
He's
road
mic'd up,
out. Yeah, he's mic'd, of course. And then he has like a dash cam, like looking in too, so we see his thought process. Dude,
first time he sees pedestrians on the sidewalk,
he's gonna go out and destroy them. He's going the thing is with him, he's gonna have such an internal struggle. Like it's either family or it's nothing.
Because he has those morals from Fast and Furious.
Fast.
But then he also has Grand Theft Auto where
yes,
anything goes.
And God forbid he sees a Russian, dude, because I feel like all the bad guys in Fast and Furious are Russians. In every movie.
Oh, yeah. So he hates Russians.
So he's super racist against Russians.
But if there's a family nearby.
If there's a family involved, he fights for them.
Yeah.
And he'll before he goes up to a car to rip someone out of it, he'll be like, "Are we family or not?"
And they're just like, "Who are you?"
What? Wrong answer.
And then just throws them as he's driving. He's holding them on the ground,
exactly.
Scraping them
because he's jacked.
He's so strong.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I think that is truly the only way to judge if video games make you a violent person or not.
That's just really an experiment in general.
That's a scenario of the week.
Oh, I'm trying to think of all the bad things. That would just be the biggest news story of the century. And
we would have to have so much time on our hands to raise that guy. And it could backfire on us. It could come out and fuck us up.
Yeah. Well, we got to equip him with RPGs and AKs.
I was thinking about giving him a gun, but that would be too easy.
Because then the first police,
it's promoting.
He's going to hit RPGs at the.
That wouldn't be good. But that's the scenario of the week.
That's the scenario of the week. Let us know.
Let us know what you think about that scenario, and we'll come to you with one next week.
So now, I guess we'll go into our weeks. It's been a pretty substantial week.
It has been a big week for the both of us.
So I guess I'll start because
something rancid happened to you, man.
It's similar vibes for both, just sketch situations.
Yeah. But David, for being such a nice guy, David finds himself in scenarios with the most sketch people possible. I don't even know how you run into these guys.
I don't deal with any with the same words.
You're just a magnet. It's for people who are
I just look like I can be scammed, I guess. But,
exactly.
So yeah, we just left a bar on a Tuesday.
Which is a rare sighting for you anyway.
Right. I don't even go out that much, but I need gas. I'm literally driving on 0 miles for the past 3 days. And I'm like, okay, there's a Texaco right here. And it's this Texaco that it's underground almost. You go down a hill.
Off the highway and you have to go I'm pretty sure there's a staircase going up to the road.
Yeah.
On the side of it.
And
and it's at night also, it's closed, and it's the vibes emitting from that place are sinister.
I'm immediately sensed
no one goes there.
Right. Even during the day, it's bad, this was
I went there one time, it was terrible.
And I was like, okay. I immediately sensed the vibes.
Danger.
In the area. And I was like, good thing. And I saw this guy who was standing there because I pulled up to the pump about to get gas.
Where was he standing?
Right in front of where you would go to get drinks and stuff. In the store part.
He was in the store?
No, he's in front of the doors.
Oh, okay.
With a backpack and stuff.
Right.
And then I'm like, okay.
Did he look like Yeet? Did he have a turban?
No, it's some brown skinned guy. I don't know. I didn't really get too much of a read on him. But then
until you did read him.
But I was I didn't get out of my car yet because I was still sussing out the situation. And I see him walking towards me. Not towards me, by me to my right. And I'm like, okay,
in the car,
he mysteriously, like, conveniently, right when I park, he's coming up to me. And he was like, I read the absolute shit out of this guy. Like, predicted every movement he made from that point on. Because I'm, like, literally playing it, like, slow motion in my head. I'm like, okay, like, he's walking by me, but there's nothing back there. And I'm like, okay, I think he's trying to, like, get into my car, but not make it obvious.
Right.
Because he didn't go, like, at me to make it obvious. Right?
Yeah,
he went to the
like
side.
He took an angle approach.
Right. So he looked like he was walking past me. And then he just cuts it right when he's in my blind spot, like, to go towards my car. And I go, locked my doors. Because, like, usually they'd already be locked, but when you park, they unlock.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay. I was about to get out. And then I see him, and I'm just like mashing the lock button.
Yeah.
And he's, like, pulling on my car, like, looking inside. And he's like, didn't say anything. And then
was he looking at you at all?
Yeah. We
Like
made
in
eye
your
contact.
eyes?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God.
And I saw no soul back there.
Nothing
And then
back there, man.
he, like, rushes around the other side. And he's like trying to get in my car.
Getting more violent?
Yeah. And then,
Dude.
and then, like, that I just drove off, like, while he was still pulling it.
Yeah.
I was like, all right.
I mean, what else do you do? Like, imagine if you weren't paying attention to your surroundings. Like me, I do this all the time. Like, I'm on my phone, and, like, I just get out and start pumping my gas. If you got out and the gas like holder was, like, in your car,
yeah, what do you do?
you were rash. Like,
That's
what
like,
would you have done?
That's such
He would have had his way with you.
Oh, yeah. I was all alone, completely alone in, like, a trench gas station.
No one could even see what was happening.
No,
in
like,
there. Yeah.
if a police car drove by, they wouldn't even see me.
He probably does that often.
No, yeah, that's
He
what I
knew
was
what he
thinking.
was
Like,
doing.
he was waiting for
He knew
some,
what he was doing.
like, schmuck like me to come down there. And he's like, okay, this guy, for sure, he's going to get...
This guy's definitely allergic to peanuts.
Yeah. I got to get this guy. I got Nutter Butters in my bag. He won't know what to do. And then I was like, I immediately called you. I'm like, dude, I just made the biggest read of my life.
He called me, and I was already at the bar, and I was like, what are you... I was like, where are you?
Yeah.
And he was like, he told me every detail of it, and I was like, dude, that doesn't even happen to me. Like,
Right.
that would totally happen to me, but...
But we were thinking about it, and we're like, wait, what if you just thought you were his Uber? Which, like, I thought about, but there was, like, who just...
Yeah, no.
But I was at the pump. Like, what Uber
Yeah,
driver...
what Uber goes to the pump?
Like, parks in the pump.
exactly.
Jeez. And then, yeah.
We can hope that we can hope that he was just a very aggressive Uber customer.
I hope so, because I'm never going near that area again.
Bless your heart. Yeah, no.
And then
That's not the only sketchy.
the same week, later that
this
week, in bold titles, later that week,
You might have noticed David has a new computer.
laptop. I was
New
desperate
hardware.
for a new laptop. I had a 2015 that was already refurbished when I got it, and we need it for this.
I did not know that.
And it was like showing like notifications, like warning, like while we were recording last week. And I was like, okay, I gotta get a
It's
new
like
one.
this mainframe is too full.
Right. And I need something for editing. I'm like, all right, let me check OfferUp.
Which I told you, first of all.
I was recommended OfferUp from our good friend Mike Morton. And I trusted him with my soul. But
you trust a man with no soul with your own?
Exactly. And I was like, okay. It's kind of like a Facebook. If you don't know what OfferUp is, it's basically like a Facebook marketplace type of thing.
Yeah, it's like where people go on there to scam. Like,
yeah, like
it's just like it's like Mercari, like a resale app. Like,
yeah,
you can sell anything on it. Like,
but it's meant for like meetups mostly.
yeah,
You're supposed to like people. There's even more scams for shipping apparently, but
the commercial's like, oh, you meet in a public place, like you're both smiling, you do
yeah, and you're like
a clean cash transaction,
Yeah.
and then you're like, oh yeah, we're both really happy with this deal.
good doing business with you, and then so he wants to meet up like McDonald's, and I'm like desperate for a computer because I needed to edit stuff for work, and I'm like I'm going to Michigan to visit my girlfriend, and I need something like a laptop to edit with. So I meet him. I'm like, all right, can you meet tomorrow at like 11 a.m. like before my flight?
Right.
And he's like, sure, yeah.
And this was in like one of the more not
It's in
trusted
like Dunwoody,
cities.
Georgia.
Yeah, it's already
The
a foreign
outskirts of
place.
Atlanta. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, like whatever.
David's like, I'm gonna meet up with this guy to buy technology off of him in a place I've never been.
Yeah. And he didn't show up till like 10 minutes later. He comes in. We set it up like he's showing me all the things. He's like, look, all the specs are in line. I'm like, it looks legit. And I was like, he talked to me. It's so hard. Like, he started talking about stocks. I was like, at one point,
Talking about crypto?
Yeah, like, and I asked him, I'm like, where do you get your computers? Because he was selling like a plethora.
He had like 20 on his page.
At least.
And that's why I told him not to go. I was like, clearly, like, there's something going on here. Who has 20 MacBooks?
Yeah.
Like,
and he told me, he's like, oh, I buy them in bulk. I tip off this guy at an auction house, and I get in there early, and I buy them in bulk. And I'm like, oh, yeah, me totally.
Makes sense, man.
Me too. And then...
It's totally something people do.
Yeah.
It's such a good side hustle.
And then I'm like, okay, like, whatever. The MacBook works, I'll take it. And I buy it, $900, which is like... I saved like $1,000.
It's a good deal. It's a great, it's a great deal, and it works.
Yeah,
And
but when I get it, like I didn't use it at all until like I was in the airplane, and I'm looking at it, and like I see this. I don't want to take off my cover, but there's like a sticker, and it says like, "Digital Loaner 78." Like where a sticker used to be. It's like a stain.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like, and I'm like, okay, like
digital loaner, like digital loaner, or LOANER.
LOANER.
Okay.
Like,
okay.
And then as I'm using,
you used to be able to rent these at some point.
It's been loaned 78 times.
Yeah.
Digitally. So, yeah, but I keep getting this notification in the top right. And it's like, Turner Broadcasting Incorporated can automatically configure your computer based off your settings.
Turner Broadcast?
Where my father worked.
Yeah. If you live in Atlanta, you pass the Turner studio every day. And it's like Ted Turner, like his company runs everything from like the Braves, like all these restaurants, like Cartoon Networks, CBS, like everything.
It's a big network.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay, well, my dad used to work there. Maybe it's like some iCloud thing doing that.
Linked with your dad.
And I was like, wait, that doesn't make any sense. And then
you're like, wait, I'm on a plane to Michigan with my dad's not here.
And I texted the guy because, as you do,
Yeah.
I texted
to
him
inquire
regularly.
on something.
And I was like, I keep getting this notification. Like, what's going on with that? And he's like, oh yeah, that's the company I buy it from. It'll go away eventually. Just keep ignoring it. And then I was like, so I bought a stolen work laptop. And I'm halfway across the country. And it's right here.
You're telling me that Turner Broadcasting Systems had an auction for like 30 of their employee laptops.
You bought it from Turner himself? Ted Turner?
You bought it from Ted Turner.
The MacBook guy?
Yeah, like, because all these big companies just have huge tech auctions where they sell off all their old stuff whenever they update.
So clearly, one of Ted's underlings, like,
is a sleeper cell, and is stealing MacBooks out of the studio and selling it to this guy.
He gives them to the auction dude. The auction dude.
It's like a pyramid scheme.
It's just, and then now I have it, and now I think I might join the business.
And you know what he told me? He told me if I have 10 sales, then I'll get moved up in the program.
Yeah. So like he told me like I start down here, and he's up there. So and it kind of like
and his friends up here.
It goes like upwards like this in this direction.
And all the Epic show listeners are down here.
So you guys need to buy our laptops. They're totally legit. Everything that was just said was a metaphor.
If Ted Turner is listening,
just for clarification,
come and get it.
What are you gonna do, Ted? You're like 90 years old.
Yeah, at least. So, that is quite the week.
But your week was quite interesting.
My week was
fair.
I would say it's a good week. I would say it was a good week. So it started off with my friend, my landlord's daughter, actually. It was her birthday, and she wanted to go to a winery. And it was like a winery like 30 minutes north of me. Like I had to drive through the sticks to get there.
Cartersville.
In Cartersville. And I pull up there, and it's beautiful, dude. Like the hills are rolling. There's a water fall and like a lake and like a gazebo in the middle of the lake. I don't even know how you're supposed to get out there, but there's all the stuff and like the dandelions and the flowers. And I go up in there, and we're all starving. And we sit down, and we're like, yes, dude. Vineyards are like notorious for having like amazing charcuterie boards. And we were like, okay, bet. So we ordered 2 of the large ones, and they were each $28. And we were like, okay, we're waiting there for them, and we're talking about how good it's going to be, like the honey, the different cheeses, like, and how it's going to pair with the wine. They bring out 2 plastic bowls, and everything in the charcuterie bowl is individually wrapped, and like it's clearly from Kroger or Publix, and they just rip the sticker off.
Not even.
And we paid like 10 times upcharge for the shit.
Right.
It was humiliating, to say the least. Like, and dude, what charcuterie board has chia seeds in it? Like as one of the entrees.
Just like sesame seeds.
Dude,
like,
it was embarrassing. And then we were like, okay, whatever, let's get drinks. So we go and get drinks, and they're filling up our flights, right? Like it comes out on a board. The flights come on the board, the charcuterie doesn't. And it's in like, instead of glasses, they put little plastic containers for the wine. And they gave me a wine glass. So I had to like manually pour in each one.
Right.
To taste it. Yeah, it was abysmal. We stayed there for 45 minutes and we left.
You didn't pay or anything?
No, we paid. We had to pay first. And then we just ended up going to
they make sure you pay first before you see anything.
Before you see anything there. We just ended up going to her dad's house. So it has a fat pool and like a bottle of Don Julio the size of our heads. And everyone was cool after that. What else happened to me this week?
Oh, yeah. We were reminded of an old story that.
Oh, okay. So I have a confession to make, dude. Like, I was in the shower and like I was thinking about all the times I lied to people when they didn't deserve it.
Yeah, for no reason, no gain.
It's just I went through a phase where I was just a pathological liar, like
just for the sake of it,
just to lie, like, and I would just look at you like,
oh, I just lied to that person.
Just lied
for no reason.
So it was like 2:30 in the morning, and if you're listening, I won't say your last name, but your name's, and it was 2:30 in the morning. We get to this gas station. I'm by myself, and I get out, and I'm walking in because I'm going to go get snacks or something, and I see him get out of his car, a very distinct car, and he looks at me, and like I went to school with this guy. I went to like elementary school with this guy, like early middle school, and he looks at me, and I kind of glance at him, and I know him immediately because I could never forget this guy, and he's like, Gabe? And like pointed at me like, Gabe? And I looked at him and I was like, no. And I kept walking because I thought that was going to be the end of that. And he like starts to jog and he like catches up to me as I'm like opening the door. And like in my memory, he like stops the door from being opened.
Yeah.
And he's like, you're Gabe.
You are Gabriel.
Like Gabe Hillier. And I was like, dude, I have no idea what you're talking about. He was like, he looked at me for a second and I was like, my name's Anthony, which is my middle name.
Yeah. He's like, then if you're not Gabe, then who are you? And you're like, Anthony.
Like,
obviously.
Yeah. Like, that's my name. That's all what I've always gone as.
And then you walked out.
We walked into the store and like, I'm getting my stuff and I can like, he was on to me. He knew I was lying to him. But in my mind, I was like, whatever.
Totally got that guy.
Yeah. And we're both picking out our stuff, and I can see him like looking over like the snack drawers and
just
stuff,
staring
like,
at you,
looking at me, like catching a glimpse and stuff like that, just to make sure he's not crazy. Like he knows it's me. And we both check out and we walk out, and then like I'm walking, but I knew that he was behind me, but I stopped hearing footsteps, and I'm walking in my car. I walked to my car, and like you know how like whenever you get in your car and you like glance up, like to look,
and he's just on your windshield.
He was like, he was like leaned against a trash can, staring at me. Like
he probably went insane after that day.
Yeah, he probably was like, either I'm crazy as fuck, or that guy sucks. Like, why would that guy? Because realistically, I did suck for that. Like, realistically, I could have just been like, oh, yeah, it's me. How you been, man?
What's up, man? And that would have been that.
Oh, you've been living good? Okay, bye.
See you.
But I chose to lie to him and have this prolonged, like, awkward scenario.
And that's when your double life began as Anthony.
And that is, yes, and that's whenever I became forklift certified.
Yeah. You're Gabe by day, forklift certified
by night. Fighting crime as Anthony on the forklift.
With it's like a construction helmet that covers your eyes.
It's like
as you're standing
it's
atop.
like black. I'm like dressed like Black Noir. Like, on a forklift.
It's just like Black Noir, but like all construction stuff.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh. So I guess.
Yeah.
Transition. So we didn't. Last week we didn't really talk about BroCode.
No, we have not.
Which like viral. Talk about viral sensations. It's about as viral as it gets.
That's the most viral we've been, I would say.
I'm just thinking of our friend DJ who has like his resume.
Podcast Poppy.
And he has all of the like stats like on his resume
of
like,
our
because it's Baby Simba 47 on TikTok, which has like the 9 million followers.
The BroCode, like I mean, it's like the BroCode account.
Yeah,
and because we all post on it, it's our videos too, and
then
DJ's showed us his resume, and it was like.
9.7 million.
9.7 million followers,
like all the views and stuff.
Like all the views, like
and he got
a sick ass job out of it.
Yeah,
too. And just I commend him for that. Too.
I put it on mine too. I'm like, oh yeah, 10 million followers.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be doing that too, like to apply for like a bartending job or like a dishwasher job. Like, why is this dishwasher so viral?
He really was like the top dishwashing niche on TikTok.
No, he must have a huge dishwashing following.
Like, he's on Dish Talk. And yeah, we didn't.
Really I love DJ so much though.
Great group of gentlemen.
Great guy. And so we joined BroCode. He had been in BroCode we'll come back to DJ.
Season.
How long have you been in BroCode?
Since January of 2021, so like a year and a half by now.
Yeah, that's a good bit.
It's really just a group of people that like know each other. Like everyone's pretty much friends to an extent, or they are now at least. And I met Simba through Woodstock City Church as my small group leader. Jeez. And now he leads us into the pit of hell doing dark humor videos.
To hell. Like he leads us to the most unredeemable content.
Right. Like, I mean, I'm here for it, you know. But
no, it works.
It's a fun ride, fun learning experience.
That's just he's such a like
he's a mastermind.
One would call it, if you never spoken to him before, right. you would call him a genius.
But yeah, he was my small group leader, like at Woodstock City, and
that's
I immediately
crazy.
Knew, like, all right, this guy's like.
Was his dad the pastor of that church? No, okay.
He was just like affiliated.
But he was only like a year older than you, being your small group leader.
And I'm like, who's this guy? Like, no, but I immediately.
He's just a bigger, like, well-spoken me. Yeah. Like.
But I was like, I would follow this guy into the trenches.
I bet he had like some of the best like small group leader like hype like speeches. I bet he was so good at that.
he was like, all right, what did you guys think of the message? And like in the midst of like the joking and stuff, but he led it pretty well. I mean, and then I met him like a least a few years later, and I saw him at the Planet Fitness, and I was like joking with him, like, no way, you're that guy.
Yeah.
Like you're blowing up on TikTok and stuff. And he's like, oh gosh, like, because I guess like everybody went up.
Yeah,
to him.
whenever we're like out with him in public, he'll get swarmed by a frenzy of like guys.
Yeah, just dudes with mustaches,
dudes, yeah,
and girls that love him.
Yeah.
So, and yeah, and I was like, I told him like what I've been doing. Like,
did you tell him? Did you come to him as like, look, man, give me a job?
No,
like
it was just like catching up because
you just ran into him.
Yeah, like, yeah, and I told him like, oh yeah, I'm just finishing up my degree, Georgia State, film media, and
he was like, dude,
minor in marketing, and he's like, oh, like I actually need like video right now. We're trying to do like YouTube and stuff, and I was like, oh yeah, I mean, I'm down to come help out. And you text me.
I'm down to show up once a week.
Yeah, I'm down to show up for once a week for the next 2 years. And then it's history ever since. Fast forward to the end of June.
A month ago.
Yeah, I guess it was a month ago.
But
you joined 2 weeks prior to this event. Because you like just joined.
Yeah, so David had posted me on my birthday, I think.
Oh, is that when it started?
I think, well, Simba had followed me for a while.
Yeah.
For some
reason. He thought you were funny.
Yeah. But you had posted a video of me doing something funny on my birthday.
Yeah.
And Simba texted me and was like, when are you going to come film? Like, with the
I didn't know he
BroCode.
said that to you that far.
Yeah.
Dang. It could have happened way sooner.
Oh, I don't know if it was, no. It wasn't on my birthday. It was like months after. But I think that's what got his attention or something like that. And he was like, when are you going to come film? And I was like, I have nothing else going on.
Please.
Let me just try this. And I had like known like about the BroCode because of David.
Yeah.
And like he would tell me like the inner workings and stuff like that and the T, but I would have no faces to the names.
Right.
Like, and then once I finally got in there, like I got put like in the group like in like 2 sessions.
Right.
Which was
They were like, all right, you're
pretty
good.
fire.
Right.
And like, which was fun. It was extremely nerve wracking. Like,
Yeah, just
to
it's a weird environment
out there in front of so many people that like have been doing this for years,
Yeah,
and
and
also prior, like known each other prior.
right.
And
none of them
I'm
said
just like a big guy, you know, like so I draw
small
attention.
space.
I draw attention, and like if I don't use the attention well, like what am I doing there? You know?
You went hard.
Yeah, I had to
2
go
weeks.
crazy the first 2 weeks, and then I got put in. But there was rumors of this trip.
Yeah, it was just a random like, oh yeah, it's called RTX Austin, which is like,
which I had never heard of before.
Yeah, me neither. But it's like Rooster Teeth.
Yeah,
convention.
it's run by Rooster Teeth, which does like the blue versus red or like Ruby, the anime. And it's their convention in Austin, Texas, because I think that's where they're based out of. RTX.
So. It's like
Rooster Teeth Austin,
makes sense.
something like that.
And yeah, it was like we were invited for like the podcast portion mainly, but just kind of just that, also just in general to be there. And
the whole group was invited.
Yeah.
But I think
it was like 6 of us.
6 of us ended up going.
The newest
guy, like by far,
right?
Like was like, oh well,
I guess I'll go.
Yeah, I mean, I barely know any of these people. Like, I couldn't even put some faces to, like, some names to faces. Yet. Like, yeah. So, and I was like, yeah, well,
I guess I'll go to Austin.
I guess I'll just fly to Austin with these guys and stay in a hotel room with them. Like,
and so yeah, we got the creator passes, the whole 9 yards. Like, we were we were invited like creators. Yeah.
Like, at some places,
I'm just the guy with the camera. Like, can I get a creator pass?
And no one knows who I am at this point.
Right.
Like, even if they knew BroCode, like there was nothing posted of me yet. So I'm just like there.
At one point, somebody who like recognized us, they recognized you, but they did not care at all.
No.
And it was a girl, and she
was like, "Are you from BroCode?" And we were at this bar, And I was like, yeah, like, what's up? Like,
What's so with it?
what's up with it, baby? And I wanted to talk to her or whatever. She was hot. And she, like, leans in my ear and she's like, can I meet baby Simba?
And then she drop kicked you in the throat. And
then I was like,
you're just like, oh.
Follow me.
Maybe if you follow me and subscribe.
Let's go. I'll be, yeah, sure, whatever. Go talk to Simba. I thought it was going to be my big break or something.
You're like, oh yeah, he's right down here. And you just like take her out into this alley and you're like, you'll never meet Simba. And you just like throw her in the garbage and run away. Out of spite.
I've seen like baby Simba 47 fans have been disappearing like at a mass.
He's like, where are all
speeds? Like,
why am I getting no views now? And it's just you
have,
disposing
bags of people
because you're just jealous.
I'm just secretly jealous and also a serial killer, I guess, in this timeline.
I
don't know how we
not
got
the
to
good
that,
scenario of the week. But yeah, the trip's in Austin. We arrive via helicopter. No, it's airplane.
I wish.
And we were like, okay, we're about to call an Uber to get to our Airbnb or hotel. And
this
we're like,
is one of the worst mistakes that has ever been made, ever.
Just, we're like, oh, we can save like literally like $12 split between us for an Uber to take the public transit bus.
Yeah, we're like, whatever, like when in Austin.
Like,
right.
Right. Let's stay,
Let's
as
just
they
take
say.
this. Let's just take this bus. So we walk down past like the baggage claim or whatever.
Yeah, and it's like,
and we should have known. Like there was already a red flag in that lady who would like this. There was this lady who we sat on this bus, and the driver went inside to take a piss. Like
she was gone.
She was gone for a minute, and like this lady like kept on peeking her head in the bus and like getting back out and then like pacing back and forth, and then peeking her head in the bus. Did not know who she was, right? And so eventually she gets on the bus and sits right next to me.
And it's completely empty.
Yeah, no, she could have.
It's just us.
Why would you ever choose to sit next to me out of anyone?
The guy manspreading.
Especially
like
dude, I am such a bad manspreader. And you have a whole bus. So the driver comes back, and we have like this niche like address to go to, and I like get up there, and I'm like, hey, like, could you take us here? Like, do you pass this? And she was like, oh yeah, I'll take y'all right there. She's like, I'll take y'all right there for sure. Like, yeah, you just sit down, baby. Like, and bus takes off. There's only 3 people in it, and we're going down the road. And that's when we hit the first stop.
The first stop, which I should have known there were stops. I mean, I just kind of.
I didn't think there would be. I thought it was like because I'm from Atlanta, and I mean, I don't use the MARTA, so it was really my first interaction with public transit. If I'm being honest,
just classist, I guess. No, but I mean, I assumed it was like, there's like airport shuttles that like take you to different locations. I don't know. But no, it's just like the bus, which I have taken public transport, just never had this bad of experience.
Yeah.
But immediately, our first stop, this behemoth of a creature.
This woman walks on this bus like fee, fi, fo, fum, like she had like an intro music. Like
it was like villain music, like
villain music, bro, like from Halo. Like,
yeah.
And she walks on this bus, and the bus driver's like, not today. Not today. Like it's her nemesis.
Like as if this happens every week.
Yeah, this happens all the time. And the lady walks in. Okay, let me plant this seed. Holding a trash bag, by the way.
Giant trash bag.
Huge. It's bigger than her. Somehow. And she's like, you're gonna have to call your supervisor to get me off today.
Yeah,
and she comes and sits right in front of David.
Right in front of me. Oh my gosh.
Whole bus is open, by the way.
Because it's like there's horizontal seats and then like vertical ones, and I was like
Right.
sitting
Yeah,
right.
you were vertical.
Yeah.
And I was right here. And she was low key. She was, okay, so like I was right here on this side of the bus, and she was not directly in front of me, but one seat over to in front of me. So I was looking at her.
Front and center seats.
Yeah, we had good vision on her. And she starts to go. The bus driver starts to go. And then that's when it starts to get a little bit weird. The homeless lady, she starts like mumbling to herself, and she's like, I'm a person too. You're going to treat me like royalty.
Yeah. Like,
Because I'm a person too. And
she called herself a queen.
She called herself a queen. This is a Texas sun, by the way. Full sweatpants.
She's dripping.
It's like 5 sweatshirts on, leather gloves, and like a Kate Spade bag. I don't know where she got that.
She's taking up more seats than you. Like,
oh, dude. Like, yeah, at meet and men spreading like
yeah, with your
9,000.
And she's taking up like 4.
She's taking up 4 seats.
New record.
And
while like, okay, clearly like the driver's like calling the police or something.
yeah, she's on the phone with her supervisor.
Yeah.
Like that homeless lady knew the drill.
Yeah,
Like,
she's like, I'm
she
gonna
knew
ride
that
this
she had
out.
to call the supervisor before the supervisor could call the cops.
She's like, what are you gonna do?
She's like, how about you get the real person in charge here?
And then it's just like some like 180 like chubby guy. He's like, he's as if he's any better, like some security driver.
No.
But before that happened, she's like sitting there looking at the ground, like hysterically laughing. Like,
It's really awkward.
and then
Like she's laughing, like laughing and screaming, like,
yeah, like maniacally.
and then she'll stop
It'll just like cut, and then she'll be like,
and she'll look up to the lady who was the Asian lady right next to me, who's from earlier. She
Like
looks her in the
spaced out.
eyes, and she looks at her, and she's like,
like completely devoid of soul, and just like, oh. We're like, what's happening?
dude, and she smells terrible.
Oh,
Like this is a given,
completely.
but like so bad, like that something's up.
Right, and I don't want to like. I mean, God bless
what are we
her
gonna
soul, right? I mean,
Yes,
it's just
of course,
a terrible
it's terrible.
situation to be in. We obviously feel bad for her, but it's like it's just the situation that we put ourselves in that was like
That we
funny to
chose
us.
public transit, and we chose
and
this.
then this happened to us.
So, we get to her stop that she claimed she was going to get off at, and the supervisor was waiting at that stop, and he was like,
we knew the drill.
and he was like, "Come on, like you know you got to get off." Like,
She's like,
and
I
she
mean-
fights it at first. I have a video of it.
No,
I
you
was
texted me.
I was texting you. What did I,
have the
text you?
text.
I texted you something.
You said, "Film whatever is about to transpire."
I
Verbatim.
was because I had just seen Nightcrawler, and I was like, "We gotta get this on film, man!" Like,
I'm literally like,
we gotta get. I'm texting David, the film guy, to film like whatever's about to happen. And so the guy gets on. He's like, "All right, it's time to go, lady." Like, whatever. She gets up after a couple minutes of fighting, and she's like, "Whatever. Like, you'll see me next week." And like closes the door.
Mad.
But there was a random guy who came in and sat down on the same spot, and he sat down. And he was like, "Oh."
he like put his face in the seat, and I was like, "What?"
He smelled something because he sat down where she got up, and he got up and he's like, "This is the seat."
Yeah,
And he was like-
he's like kept
He was
going
like,
back down.
"Oh," and he told the bus driver, and the bus driver got up and was like, "Hold on." Gets a map of the city, like fully.
Yeah, it was. This
Takes
was
it out, lays it on the seat, and I'm like, "Oh, did she like leave a little leakage or something from the trash
You're like,
bag?"
"Oh, there's some leakage."
Yeah, we
And
said
then
there's some leakage.
This was before like the guy put it down. You're like, "Oh, I think there's some leakage there." And then as he like pulls out this pamphlet to cover it up, he's like, "That ain't leakage." Covers it up
Covers it
with a map,
with a paper map.
and then we're like, "That was human waste."
Shit. It was
Shit,
human feces
piss, cum in the seat. and And you could smell it too, for sure.
Yeah, it was very apparent.
You could, if you put your finger in it, it would reach about to your knuckle up there. It was a pretty deep puddle there. And
it was filthy.
And it didn't really taste that bad. I thought it would taste
nasty.
But before all that happened, there was like in the midst between the security guy, there was like another homeless lady that came on, and the driver did the same thing.
I remember. I'll never forget what she was wearing. She was wearing high waters, like jean short high waters that came down to like the middle of her calf, and then she had it was honestly a pretty sick like vintage Tampa Bay Bucks jersey on, but like torn up and like tied up in all different types of ways and stuff. And she tried to get on and like walk right past the bus driver, and she was like,
folded.
You know you can't ride without a pass.
Yeah. And then she walks off like murmuring to herself.
She was like, you know what? And then just walked right off.
Like cussing her out.
Yeah, it was funny.
And we didn't get to our destination.
Also
45-minute minimum.
It was such a long ride. And then she dropped us off, claiming she could drop us off at our hotel. Dropped us off a mile away from our hotel. And we had all of our luggage, and we were just walking through.
In the middle of Austin.
Yeah,
downtown.
Austin. It was hotter than hell, dude.
Yeah, Georgia. Like we thought Georgia was hot.
No,
this
was really hot.
In the triple digits, like constantly.
Because I thought it was going to be dry. I thought the humidity was what made Georgia hot. It's not.
So
it's the lack of sun.
It's the humidity that gets you. No, it's just the Austin.
Fuck off to anyone who ever said that.
But we walk like at least 15 minutes like to our hotel, and we're just hit with so many different obstacles. Like,
okay, so explain the SpongeBob theory.
Yeah, like I compare like as we're just trying to
we were walking to the hotel. He was like, "You ever seen SpongeBob?"
Yeah, I was like, "Dude, this is just like the mall scene in SpongeBob where they're walking through the cologne aisle.
They have to run through the cologne aisle,
and they're getting sprayed by
like
different
the hands."
And I was like, 105 degrees, sprayed. Homeless person asking us for money, sprayed. 15-minute walk.
Homeless person leaving their bag of shit and feces on the public bus.
We're just like,
we're just getting sprayed like,
yeah,
with all of this. We haven't even been in the city of Austin for an hour.
Yeah, and we were
just getting hit,
and we did all that to save $12.37.
It was literally $12.
Yeah,
between the both.
It would have been. It's literally like a 10-minute Uber, and we're like, oh, we'll take the public transit. Yeah,
yeah, let's just be locals.
And then we'll just explore and sweat. It'll be good. We got stopped by like 3 homeless people. There's a bad homeless problem in Austin.
A very bad homeless problem in Austin, which Joe Rogan needs to fix with all his goddamn money. Joe Rogan lives out there now. He can't just be letting all these people.
He's got to do something.
Rot.
Yeah.
Like, get them. Dude, he could easily build them like an apartment complex and not charge them to live there.
Yeah.
I mean, that would open up
that
would open up a whole list of other issues where like it'd just be like a party and it'd be dangerous. Who cares? At least they'd have a damn roof.
Yeah.
Like,
he's like, I've been watching your podcast for 30. You're like an angry fan or something. And,
how dare you help these homeless people?
But we thought, I mean, Atlanta's pretty bad. I went to Georgia State where they invent homeless people. And
it's the labs. Austin, they make them in labs and
meanwhile,
then put them out there.
They're shipped. I didn't know that they were actually shipped from Austin. And that's where they're born. But that's the Hive Mind location.
That's ground zero of homelessness.
We were stopped by it. There's so many odd people in Austin.
Yeah, well, the saying for Austin is "Stay weird, Austin."
Is it really?
Yeah, and like that's
sense.
what it's always been. It's always been like completely over the top, like just craziness happening at all times. You know,
because like at night, God forbid you walk out at night, but there's like,
oh, dude,
we
walked out there one night. This will be like our last interaction story, and then we'll get into the trip,
the actual event.
So me and David we were starving, and
at like 3 a.m.
And we were like, oh, well, Austin has so many food trucks, which is such a plus. Like,
it was actually fire.
Oh, it was so sick, dude. Like, every type of food that you could ever want was at a food truck, and it was half a mile from the hotel. And we walk out there. We get the food, It's nuts at 3 a.m. Like,
Yeah, it's like
it's
doesn't
vibrant.
sleep.
Like, a lot of weirdos were out there.
Yeah.
We were walking. Okay, so I got Chinese food. He unlocked a new favorite food,
Yeah.
a hero or a gyro.
You did not just say
Gyro.
that.
My bad.
I got 2 like they're giant like messy gyros. Like
Permanently stained one of my shirts, by the way.
yeah. And I think it'll bleed through the material as well. But it hit it so hard, and I was like, I gotta get another one. I ate 2 in the span of like 7 minutes. I hit the stopwatch. I was like, time.
And one filled me up.
Yeah,
dude.
and
It
you-
stuffed me.
Right.
And he is just a
I
bottomless
ate
pit, I
2.
guess. I don't know how that works.
And I was like, my stomach full, like blurging out my shirt. And I'm just like, new favorite food unlocked. And then I'm like, and I ate 3 more. But no, like as we were walking back.
We were walking back, and I was like, it was me and David, and I see like it's kind of in an alleyway, and he's not homeless.
No, it's just some
but he's
guy.
shirtless.
Yeah.
He's shirtless,
He's less.
not homeless.
It's just the shirt. That's
Something less. He was missing something. And he walks up to me, and he's like, "What's good, Holmes?" And I was like,
Just wanted to fight Gabe. Like,
"What's
as you
up?"
do.
I was like, "What's good?"
If we just kept walking.
And then we just kept walking. Like, but this guy, like, he was roughed up. Like,
Yeah.
he probably fights like tourists for like,
Yes.
a living or something. But for some reason he locked onto me from the darkness and came out and was
Came
like,
out from the shadows.
I want to beat that boy's
I gotta beat
ass. Or at least I have to ask him.
gotta hit my
I have
quota.
to ask him what's up. Yeah,
At least let him know that I could if I wanted to.
I gotta hit my quota.
And we're like, okay, we gotta get out of here.
Yeah, we just walked back to the hotel.
So the actual event, we were there.
It was fun for when we were there.
Yeah,
I'll say that.
We're avid. I mean, clearly the background.
Yeah, it was an anime convention. Like everyone was cosplaying and stuff, and like
There's like butt cracks from sweaty like weebs. It was great.
weebs bigger than me with bigger butt cracks
Yeah.
and just hanging them out. But
We had a booth.
yeah, we
at
had
the
our own
event.
booth, and we went there the day after we flew in. So we get there, and Simba's not with us.
The guy.
Literally the guy he's the guy
Yeah.
of the face of of the BroCode Network isn't there because he has a toothache.
It was bad. It was actually pretty
It was
bad,
really
but-
bad. So it's just 5 of us like headless chickens just walking around.
Just like,
And we pull up to the booth and I don't know if you've ever seen BroCode. If you've seen BroCode, we do dark humor stuff. It's really
yeah,
good.
just
to
like
us.
jokes videos
Yeah.
and things that your mom would not approve of.
We pull up and our booth is right next to this one girl, and we're like, "Oh, hey, it's nice to meet you. Like, what's your booth about?" And she's like, I actually run my own nonprofit for
It was for like non-binary Latino
non-binary
women.
Latino
Or sorry.
trans people, like spreading awareness and just giving them money and helping them out.
We're like, oh, nice.
She was like, "What do you?"
We do the opposite.
Like, "Oh, we actually make fun of everything you stand for."
Yeah. Nice to meet you, though. And then we,
Proceeded to sit down next to her.
yeah, no, because we had nothing on our booth because we're not prepared. We didn't really know. We were more so there for the event than the booth because like the booths are more so meant if you're selling things. You got like your anime posters.
Yeah.
And we were just like guys who make jokes.
We had
the
like a
internet.
speaker with our jokes. It's like
Right,
playing.
so we're playing like, what do you call when Hitler does this?
Yeah,
And then it's like her just sitting
obscenities,
there.
and she's just sitting there like eating a salad. Like they put these guys next to
They
me.
blocked me on with them. It's like I'm never coming back here again.
No, literally. But so we get there, and we're there for probably like a little over an hour. But I read the thing, like the instructions for us, and we had the booth for 6 hours a day.
Oh.
Like we were supposed to be there for at least like 4 hours, I would say. So Simba texts us, and he's like, "Y'all want to go eat?"
Yeah, we just leave.
And we pack up the whole booth.
The whole laptop and t-shirt.
Yeah,
like,
laptop and t-shirts that we were selling. And we were like, well, let's go eat. So we go eat, and we end up going to these creator parties, which was just like the people that got invited there. And like, it was super cool. Like, we met a bunch of cool people at these parties and stuff. And we just got drunk all day.
I mean, I guess that's
all
like
night.
The
And then we went,
yeah.
And then we went out at night too.
Jeez.
And the next day we woke up and we were supposed to go to the event every day. Like,
it's just more creator parties.
We all woke up and we were like,
what just happened?
so what parties are we about to go to? And going back to the event that we were flown there for, like, was not even a question, like, in anyone's mind. Like, we were not going back to the event.
No.
Like, to that booth. That booth just stayed empty the
It's
whole time.
it's just the BroCode Network with like spider webs on it,
like...
abandoned. And we met a lot of cool people. Like, we met
Our idol?
comedic legend Bobby Lee, which is like, he was like, we saw him. We just walked by him casually at the hotel.
Crazy,
And
first of all.
Our friend DJ
Was like,
oh,
what's up, Bobby?
Just like he knew
Chad.
him. Yeah, like super confidently. Like,
And me
as
and
you
David
should.
froze in our tracks, and we were
was like, what's up, Bobby Lee?
Bobby? And we
That's piss is running down my leg.
Bobby, can I take a picture with you?
Yeah, like super. Like, you never act like that either.
I never
you're
get picture. That was one of the first times I've ever taken a picture with somebody.
Yeah, I don't
That and
do that
Lecrae.
often. Yeah, Lecrae.
In like 5th grade, when I
Yeah.
used to listen to Christian rap. When I saw him at Legoland. But
And he's like, yeah, sure.
yeah, he was like, cool. And so he comes in. We take the most epic picture ever.
He's like nuzzled. Yeah.
into my breast, and he's like, so what are you guys here for? What are you guys here for? And I was like, oh, we're a part of the event. We're a part of the event. And he was like, you bet you are.
Yeah. We did not know how to have a conversation in the moment.
No. And that was the moment I realized, I was like, dude, I'm a toast if I ever
Meet like someone bigger than that.
meet someone bigger than Bobby.
Yeah.
Like,
And
what am I gonna say?
but we talk about comedy and stuff all the time. Like,
Right. Like
Bobby
he's
Lee,
one
he's
of the biggest people that we could like in our friend group.
You're
in our
right.
friend group
And-
universe.
but I was like, after you got one, I would have never asked for a picture if you didn't. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, can I get one too? And then he's like, you betcha.
He's like, sure. Like,
And-
they took a picture. It was very similar. And Bobby Lee's friend, who was also there, is also a comedian. But I
didn't know him.
don't know his name. But he was wearing an Atlanta Braves jersey.
I was wearing a Braves jersey, Braves hat.
Yeah, and it was a Freeman. It was a Freddie Freeman jersey. And the guy was like, "Oh, dude, I heard what was happening with Freddie's manager." Like, he was.
And I was like, what? I had no idea
the
what he was
guy
talking
in
about.
all the Braves uniform.
The guy
like,
has no idea, nothing about the
literally
Braves.
cleats on, like
Yeah, I got
baseball
I got my
pants
mitt.
on, the Braves
glove.
mitt. Like, he was like, "Dude, I heard what happened with the trade with Freddie Freeman. Like, it was so fucked up." And David was just like,
I'm like, totally. You know,
"Yeah,
I was like, oh yeah, dude, it's crazy.
dude, that's
I had
it
no idea.
sucks."
I didn't know about that story
It
until like
sucks,
3 hours later.
And I had to tell him like what happened with it, and he was like, "Oh,
When he said Freddie, I was like, Freddie Mercury? I had no idea what he was talking
well,
about.
you didn't realize that you had your Braves.
I was,
Like, that wasn't what you were thinking about at the
yeah,
time.
no,
Like,
I was
your
not. I was
apparel
thinking about Bobby Lee and his nuzzle.
and his sweet nuzzling.
We met him again at one of the creator parties.
Yeah, which was
And-
cool. And I was in the bathroom while y'all took a picture with him and
Oh,
talked
yeah.
to him. So
Well, I like Simba, DJ, and our friends, like they took a picture with him, and I just like followed him over there because I was like, just like weirdly followed. I wasn't in the picture. I was just behind the camera.
you weren't in the picture.
Just there. And then he's like, "Is this your boy?" Like pointing at me, and I was like, "Sup? We met earlier." He's like, "Yeah, we did." And then I was like, "Dude, not gonna lie." I was like trying to play it cool. I was like, "Dude, not gonna lie, man. Got a little starstruck back earlier."
No, you didn't.
I said that, like trying to like make up for it. And then he's like, "Why?" And then I'm like, "Dude, you're a comedy legend." And
That's
he's
what you
like,
told him?
"Yeah." And he's like, "I do comedy." And then he like walked away. But he was like, he was funny though. He thought Like he obviously had never
I'm
heard
sure
of
he
the
took it
BroCode.
well. Yeah,
And he's like, he thought they were gay. Like,
yeah, he was
teasing them.
Like, DJ was like, "Oh yeah, we make videos. We're like a group. We have a
group of
podcast. We're just a group of guys." And Bobby was like, "Oh, you guys are gay."
Yeah. Like just
and
like
DJ was like, "Well, yeah,
pretty much. Yeah.
yeah, pretty much."
Honestly.
That
And,
was so funny.
who else? Because we met. Oh yeah, we met. Really cool guy who I like geeked out a little bit about.
Yeah,
Was,
he saw this guy at this creator party, and he was like, "Dude, I have watched this guy for so long."
If you know anything about Vine, you know who Cole Hersch is, aka Corned Blue. He goes by Mickey Ninjaj, like a lot of names like that. He's hilarious. Like he's kind of like does awkward humor. YouTube. He wrote for Smosh.
Oh, that's
like
sick.
he's hilarious. Like one of my favorite. I love like that small niche of Vine people. Like he's kind of like Drew Gooden, like that group. He was friends with them.
And I didn't know who he was. And David was like, I could tell David was nervous. Like
If
even more nervous to meet Bobby Lee, like than he met Bobby Lee.
Because I'm more nervous to meet like the small people that I like grew up with.
Yeah.
Than like big people.
Right.
And good thing there's open bar because I don't think I could have done that
without
otherwise.
liquid courage.
And I went in there and
I gave him prep talk.
You're like, dude, you got to do this. He's gonna love it.
I was like, I was basically like, if you've ever seen Troy, like at the beginning of the movie Troy,
there was epic music
there's this
playing.
kid who like goes up to Achilles and he's like, "Are you gonna fight that big guy?" He was like, "I could never fight that guy."
Yeah,
and
just
then
like, oh,
Achilles was like, "And that's why no one's gonna remember your name."
Yeah,
and then that's basically what I told him if he didn't go up to that guy and say what's up. And then but they talked for a minute, like,
yeah,
you guys.
It went pretty well. I'd say definitely an improvement. Bobby Lee was the practice for that one.
Yeah, for sure.
And I talked about like, oh, I used to writing for Smosh, and he's like, oh no, we actually got foreclosed or whatever. I don't know.
Oh, actually, Smosh hasn't been in business for about 5 years. So
yeah, like, no, like they got laid off for some connection reason,
something
network
terrible
reason.
with their
he's
network.
like, but he does a podcast as well, and it's called Podcast But Outside. It's really funny.
Oh
it's
yeah.
That's just really random people come up out in like public outside, and but yeah, that was like a dream come true for me. That was worth sitting next to homeless like feces.
Yes, I
for
agree.
that guy. And we met another cool guy he's like a younger creator named Anthony. Anthpo, I think.
Yeah, Antpo.
On YouTube.
And we met him the first night that we went out there. And like he was super cool. Like he totally does the content that we like. Yeah, like that me and David would like a lot.
Right. Like super Gen Z humor as well.
Like super funny, like whatever. And he followed us.
Yeah, he's like, what's your guys' Instagram?
On Instagram. He followed the whole group. Like me, Simba, DJ, like everyone. And we were like, dude. It was like a bane of our whole trip. We were like, the second that me and David post like some anime or Sonic like bullshit, like this podcast.
If he's listening and he actually likes our stuff, I might cry myself.
No, I would
that would mean so much.
Extremely happy if he did.
I felt like in the moment it seemed like he was mostly there. He was talking to Simba mostly. Yeah. We were just all kind of there.
And we were like, dude, we would like check to see if he had unfollowed us yet.
Every day we're like
we were like, oh, dude, he still follows us.
We download.
Like, and he follows like only people that he like knows and fucks with.
Yeah, like he doesn't follow it.
Like randoms. And like,
but I felt like
check from time to he's still following us.
Yeah, I mean, for now.
But yeah, for now. And it was like a part of our trip was like dreading, like, dude, I was like, dude, I wish he would just unfollow me already.
I know. I'm
like I would be so pissed. I was like, please just end this pipe dream.
We know you just followed us to
follow Simba.
Yeah, because like he was trying to follow Simba, and like we're all just there. Like,
we're like, oh, we have Instagrams.
Let me get let me follow everybody.
He's got like 150K followers. Like,
just
do it, man. Just
enough of the courtesies. Unfollow me.
I know you don't like my personal content, man. Yeah. It's too niche. It's too niche.
And then we talked. Yeah, so we met probably our biggest involved person because we met this guy named Tevin.
Yeah,
he's an awesome guy.
Sick. He's so
like,
cool.
Just like us. Like loves anime.
Like, he has like an anime YouTube account. He has like 200,000 followers. Or something like that.
YourBudTevin.
Yeah, YourBudTevin.
Like drinking games with like video games, anime, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And I'm pretty. I guess we'll explain that in a future episode. But I'm pretty involved in the Smash community.
Yes.
Or at least was.
David is
Smash
very, very, like, if you think you're good at Smash Bros, like,
as long
play
as
David and you will act. And let's put it this way:
cry.
David has beaten people who play the game for their full-time income. Like, he's very involved in the professional Smash scene.
At one point,
I
was 5.
Yeah.
Until the accident.
Until the incident.
No, there's no incident.
When you got a girlfriend.
I mean, yeah, that would rather have a girlfriend than be good at a niche video game.
Because you can't have a girlfriend and also be a god at Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
You cannot, unfortunately.
It's not possible.
You will drop at least 3 divisions in whatever game you play.
Yeah,
once you get a girlfriend.
Once you get a girl, and then you'll realize, oh well, I was just filling this void in my life with video games, and I'm like, well, it's over. I have a vagina now, so
yeah. And so he plays. He's talking about Smash to Simba, and like Simba pulls me over because he knows I play it, and he's like,
right.
Hey, he plays Smash. I'm like, oh, word. And I'm like, who do you mean? And he's like, oh, like.
He was like,
Roy, and I'm like, free. Crom. I win all those matchups, like trying to like.
Yeah, he was just like joning him,
and he's like, nah, bro, like. You don't want it, yada yada, like
just
talking trash.
Banter, just Smash banter. Yeah, like, if you're good at Smash, like if you're at a certain level of Smash, like
you
can
it's
talk
like
shit,
part of the
like,
culture of fighting games. You talk trash, but yeah,
he was like, we'll have to. He was like, we'll have to link up and run it.
Yeah, and he comes over, and then
we were all like, yeah, like let's go.
In that moment, once the sticks come in your hand, it's no longer YourBudTevin.
His online alias,
Tevin.
It's just Tevin.
He was there to destroy. I mean. No, this wasn't actually like that. We're exaggerating, but no, it was. I mean, we played like. I feel like he came there and he was like, "Oh, I get to actually practice and like play the game like in a competitive environment." And it's like, no.
But we were just playing free for all.
It was just
the
like
beginning for the first like 2 hours with like the rest of BroCode.
It was just like 8-player Smash, DJ with the single Joy-Con, like spamming
like
Sora.
Projectiles and stuff.
Yeah,
I love that guy. I still DM him.
Yeah,
and
he's
stuff.
sick.
Like, he's so nice.
We can meet him again, but
yeah.
Yeah, I mean that was. There's anything else that happened in the trip because
that
was like towards the last day.
One of my highlights of my trip was so if you know me in real life, like sleeping near me is
Lord, I forgot.
It's not possible, and it shouldn't be done. Like
you need industrial headphones.
Something in my nasal passages is clogged. And I snore so bad. Like, I probably shake this house. Like, whenever.
Rumble.
Yeah. And I bless DJ's heart, dude. Because DJ was in a room with me and David at the
Just
Hilton.
us 3.
Yeah. And DJ, I didn't even know DJ that well.
Right. You were just getting to know him.
Yeah, I was just getting to know him. And I thought he hated me after this, but we're good. I wake up. We all go to bed. It's the first night, and I wake up the next day, and DJ like is already dressed, and he looks at me and he's like, "Morning, man." And I'm like, "Good morning."
You don't know what happened.
And I'm like, "Oh, I'm in trouble or something."
And I knew what happened.
He knew because he had
I pulled
to put
out the
on
AirPods,
his AirPods,
the Pros, the noise canceling Pros.
Yeah, and DJ didn't bring those, and DJ looks at me and he's like, "You sound like you're gargling chainsaws when you snore."
It's actually.
And I was like, I just looked at him because I forgot, and I was like, "I'm so sorry, dude. Like, I did not mean to ruin your night like that, or get off,
it's
or
fine.
Start this relationship off on this foot." And he was like, "No, it's cool."
Yeah. The next day, though.
The next day, we're out at the bars, and DJ like it's approaching nighttime. Yeah. And we have an Airbnb. Like we have the hotel rooms.
We had the hotel for like another day, so we could have stayed at the hotel.
We could have stayed in theory at the hotel. And DJ comes up to me and he's like, "Hey man, you going to the Airbnb tonight?" And like by this point, I had forgotten about that. And I was like, "Oh, I don't know." Like, and he was like, "I think you should."
Yeah. Like, he literally said like, "I don't want to share the hotel room."
Yeah, he said, "I don't want to share the hotel room."
Which is like fair.
And I was like, "You know what?
You know,
that's extremely fair of you."
Good day. We packed all our stuff in like 10 minutes.
We packed all of our shit.
And we took an Uber.
But all around a great trip.
Great
that was a great way
journey.
to get to know people. And
Yeah.
like I feel like that helped my relationship with everyone in the BroCode.
Yeah, it's like
at least the ones that went.
a weird experience to like be involved like with creators, and we're not really like you're very new. I'm like the
You're
production
just
guy.
the film guy.
Yeah, so it's like it's weird. Like we're meeting these people.
A part of that trip, though, I feel like really sparked the confidence in us to start this podcast.
Yeah, because it was
and
like being around all that.
being around all that, like all those creators who had all this stuff going for them.
Right.
You know, like we were like, dude, we can do that. Like,
Yeah, like who's to say?
we are already here with
Right.
them, so why not actually us have some substance to us?
So yeah, well I guess that's gonna
Conclude episode 2 of the Epic Show.
.net.
The movie.
So we gotta tell you right now, there's not enough 5 stars circulating
No.
on the internet. Like, clearly you have a hand to smash the like button. You got to smash the 5 star as well.
Smash the like button. Jerk on the 5-star button.
If we're gonna move out of Gabe's dungeon into a studio,
If
we
we're
gotta
gonna move
get
out
some
of
more
my
5
double
stars.
wide and get something that'll hold up in a storm, we're gonna need some 5-star reviews. I'm telling you that right now.
Because there's definitely a storm brewing, and we're not gonna be able to film another episode if we don't have 5 stars. If we don't have,
We'll be able to film a couple more episodes
Well,
before the storm comes. But
just saying. We
no, exactly.
need some subscriptions.
Please give us some 5 stars. Please give us some subscriptions. Our clips have been doing extremely well. The total of our clips views right now is
we're posting some
around
clips.
10,000. So
So find us on YouTube.
We're on our way.
Posting on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts,
Google Podcasts.
Google Podcasts, the best one. And also,
No, we're not
I actually
on
started my own platform. I'm just kidding.
called Cast. It
also-
sucks.
That's our slogan. And also, make sure you buy my laptops. I actually just bought them at an auction. So,
Get on OfferUp and find David.
all right, thank you guys for watching.